What's up, workout warriors? Today I'm going to show you a few stretches you could do for your calves and ankles, especially if you've been on your feet for a long period of time, you've been walking, running, doing a lot more calf raises, more so than usual. These are some great stretches to help out with problems anywhere from, along your calves or along your ankles, Achilles tendonitis, things like that. So we'll walk you through a few of these here. What you can do for the first one is this. Find yourself over to the inside of a doorway. And this is nice because you could even hold onto the paneling on the inside of your door on this one to give it more leverage to deepen the stretch here. What you're going to do is prop the toe up on the inside and bring your heel as close as you can to the bottom side of your door. From there, all we're going to do is use your arms as leverage and try to keep your knee locked out and then pull your hip forward, really deepen this stretch here. And for every stretch we're doing today, I'd recommend hanging out for about 1 to 2 minutes in each position and just take really nice, slow, deep breaths, okay? This is stretch number 1 here. And I would start with this before you proceed down to the floor, because from the floor, it's best done taking your shoes off if possible. I would recommend doing this from a soft carpeted area or an exercise mat if you have access to it. And also, if you have yoga blocks, that'll be helpful depending on how tight you are around your ankles. Might be helpful to have some support. So either yoga blocks or a chair to give you some support on the floor. And I would recommend taking your shoes off for this one to give you a little bit deeper of a stretch. So starting here, doing the calf stretch first. All you're going to do is curl your toes. Curl your toes like this, so your toes are pointing up toward your knees. And then here's where the yoga blocks come in helpful, especially if these are really tight muscles for you. You might feel like even right here is pretty intense, and the deeper you go down, the more intense it gets. So it is helpful to use some yoga blocks or a chair off to your side in case it's a little bit tough for you. All right, so this will be stretch number 2. Stretch number 3 is more for tibialis muscle, that muscle that sits on the side of your shin. And same thing, you could use some yoga blocks to meet some up. For this position, we're to keep the toes pointing down away from your body, and then just sit back toward your heels. In terms of positioning here too, it doesn't matter, if your knees are really wide apart, closer together, whatever helps you get the most stretch at the bottom, and just hold that down here. Okay, so this will be stretch number 2. Again, we'll try to hold each of these poses for about 1 to 2 minutes. And then the last 2 I'm going to show you today are these. And this is more for if you have problems, especially with Achilles tendonitis going down toward your heel. This is a great one to add some soft tissue work as well off the side. So what we're going to do is cross one leg over another right here, and then sit on back. Sit on back on each side. Okay, and you can do that on each side, just crossing over right along that tendon that sits here toward the bottom point of your calf. That's number 1. And then for number 2, going out here, and this is more for, especially if you're having problems around the arch of your foot, another great tissue mobilization is to point your toe on the inside of your arch. Okay, so we're kind of touching top of your ankle toward the inside of your arch here, and then sitting back. Sitting down and back, and this one is pretty intense. So again, if you have access to some tools, you could make this less intense. You could use a chair off on your side, on each side, a couple yoga blocks, just to make this one less intense, and do that on each side, okay? On the inside, stretching back. Hope you found some of these helpful.